2020, newer order, 2020, newer order, 2020, newer order, 2020, newer order.
All right, so hey, we're here today to talk about 2020. What many people would say has been a challenging year, definitely a year of adversity, definitely a year of just things that's happening out the norm. So I'm with some of my brothers here, and we're gonna discuss some of these things that's happened in 2020 and the different events that helped shape this year, actually. So I'm joined by George, brother Saeed. I affectionately call him Jorge. Tony Wilson, comedian extraordinaire. Uh, A.G. Moultrie, Anthony, also known as what's your pseudonym? Your other pseudonyms?
Oh man, Ali Muhammad, aka Anthony X, aka Michael Eric Dyson.
All right. So, hey, this man is
Yeah.
artist extraordinaire, and he's definitely a up and coming media personality and artist as well. Then I'm also joined by Fortune Five, you know, artist, writer, you know, and
Asshole.
hey, boom, he said it. I did not, but so glad to be here today. Jorge, were you gonna say something?
Now saying duck.
Okay. Formerly known as that,
Sure.
formerly known as that. So, hey, man, this was a wild year. We lost a lot of people. We had a pandemic, right? Fires. We lost, you know, some great up and coming people as well as some legends this year. Uh, we saw some stuff that we never thought we probably was gonna see. We made we made something out of nothing, as we normally do, and we saw the birth of Versus, which allowed us to see some matchups we thought we'd never see as well. We had a crazy election year. It's still going on to this day right now. We're going into a new year, right? And we still talking about that election. It just won't go nowhere. Um, so we're gonna kick it off with just let talk about there was definitely a lot of fires going on in California and in Australia. Definitely, uh, it looked like Armageddon out there. If you see the footage on that as well. So, but let's kick it off, man. What kicked off the new year? The news that I got was the death of Kobe Bryant, actually. So, definitely want to hear y'all thoughts on that and what you thought about that.
RP first and foremost to Kobe, his
Definitely,
daughter, and everybody who lost their life. That
definitely.
was something tragic. It's something nobody ever expected. And for it to come the day after he congratulate LeBron for passing his scoring, that was like it was crazy. I don't know Kobe Bryant. I never met the man, but I just felt that as a human being. And I mean, it's a hell of a way to start the year off.
Yeah, it was definitely tragic, man. I remember hearing about it. I was actually on the way to look at the house that I'm in right now, and I was listening to the radio, and the the anchor was like, "Yeah, sad news coming out of LA this morning. Kobe Bryant just passed away." And I was shocked. I was like, "Oh shit, Kobe? Not Kobe." Like I just kept thinking to myself, "Man, this can't be true. Maybe it's not confirmed yet." Because it was still kind of early on when I heard the news. So, I was still like, how you kind of have that sense of hope that maybe, it's not true or maybe he'll pull through. That's how I was feeling until, later on that day, and I turned on ESPN and it was all over the place. So yeah, man, I mean, that one hurt. That one hurt. I kind of got the same feeling when Kobe passed away, when Nick passed away. It was that same kind of feeling because it was so
Yeah.
unexpected. Like, damn, man, you passed away, and to hear that he was in there with his daughter, not only his daughter, I believe it was what, 8 other people, 7 other people in there as well. So yeah, man, that one kind of hit close to home, man. Rest in peace to Kobe, rest in peace to Gianna, and rest in peace to all those people that was in the helicopter.
For sure, for sure. Personally, I was like sleep when I got the news, and I thought I was like still in a dream. When it came on. It came on. I had the TV on when I was asleep, and then it came on. It was like breaking news, and I was like, "What?" You know. And see, Kobe definitely still had a young spirit about him. He definitely still looked young, so it was like somebody that you would expect to go at an older age. Although we never know when it's your time, but definitely I felt that about that.
Definitely.
So definitely on that.
It's
Anybody else?
interesting.
Go
I
ahead.
found out today. I don't know if you guys heard, but I think they released it today that he was he was going to be leaving Nike and going to be starting his own.
Heard
Yeah,
that.
I saw that. Yep, I saw that.
Wow,
Mhm.
quite interesting. Quite
Yep.
interesting. And just to piggyback off of that, the Lakers went ahead and won that chip in the bubble.
It's crazy, bro. You saw the rings
I didn't.
opened up. Man, them shits opened up. They got a tribute to Kobe. That shit is hard, bro. I've never seen no NBA ring like that. That one ring beats all Jordan rings right there, bro. That shit is crazy. That ass, that shit crazy. Look at that shit. That's the ring open up, my nigga, on some Transformer shit. And they got Kobe. It's like a tribute to him in there. And they got the Mamba shit in there. That shit hard, bro. Google that shit with the checks.
I ain't even see it. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna definitely have to check it out. They went ahead and put another one in the rafters for the Lakers, and in Kobe's honor, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
And
It's like,
went ahead and knocked that thing on out.
right, it's like the Lakers had to get that championship, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I ain't even know you're a Lakers fan. I ain't really no big sports fan, but I'm happy they got that, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead, Tyson. You was gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say with Kobe's situation, man. To me, I was like it was a shock to me. I didn't even expect that to even something like that even happen. But my heart goes out to him, and plus his wife and his children, man. Because I know if anybody hurting, it's them. Like he was the life
Absolutely.
of the party to their whole family.
Absolutely. Like I
For him
couldn't
to
imagine, losing my child and my significant other, one foul swoop. That's a very hurtful situation on
And
that.
then to have your mom trying to
Yeah.
sue you on top of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mom bugging, bro. Talk about you want to get paid to be a grandma. What kind of shit is that? She just lost her husband and your grandchild you supposed to love so much. What kind of shit is that? You want to sue his estate? But hey, that's fucked up.
Show you,
That's
there's so many greedy people in this world, man.
yeah.
It doesn't shock me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So during the course of this quarantine that we've been experiencing, we got some cultural phenomenons that have kind of took off, and one of them being Tiger King. I don't know how familiar you guys have been with Tiger King. I want y'all to chime in with that on that, but for me, everybody was like Tiger King. You gotta see Tiger King, and it was like a love or hate type of situation going on. It seemed like, and definitely created some stars out of that. So what y'all think about Tiger King?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't get into it. Of course, I was around for all the hype, all the social media hype, all the Netflix hype. I think that thing was trending on Netflix #1 for like a month, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was talking about it. But I never bought into the hype. I never even watched it. I ain't gonna lie. So I may not be the best person to talk about
I'm with Amp.
this subject.
I watched the shit because they kept advertising the shit.
I watch.
Right,
It was about
advertising dysfunctional white people.
Brian Tiger, right?
You always see black people acting crazy, so it's good to see crazy dysfunctional white people and to hear this story and to see the back and forth. It was pure comedy to me.
Yeah.
I love seeing white people. This shit was crazy, bro. It's not something like, oh yeah, he's my hero, free him. Fuck him, he's stupid.
Yeah.
I like seeing white people fucked up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
His boyfriend didn't have no teeth. He was a gay tiger handler.
Yeah, I heard he was gay.
Yeah, this shit was crazy, but it was another story where the lady Carol Baskin, they said she killed her husband for the money and fed him to the tigers.
Right.
So Joey's out making songs about it. Here, kitty. That shit was funny. It was like some ether shit, nigga. Like that's some hip hop shit. That's some dish shit. It's not no ether
It
shit.
was
Excuse me.
for me.
Guys.
For me, I did watch a good percentage of it, and it was like very interesting to see this subculture of people who collect exotic animals, you know,
I thought
because
this
they,
was illegal in America.
yeah, and I know in some areas they allow it, but it was like interesting to see these people that just collect these
Sorry, man, but
wild
there's just some
animals.
you can't make a pet, and the tiger's one of them. Ain't no lion, ain't a gorilla. You know what I'm saying? It's never gonna be a good turnout with them. You know what I'm saying? There's always something gonna happen. That's why I ain't waste my time watching about. I don't even know what the movie's about, but
It's a
is it
series.
something
It's just drama, bro. It has
It's a
tigers in it. It's crazy.
it's
It's
a
bullshit.
it's a docu series in general about this guy who he is an
Like trash.
exotic pet collector, and he owns like a little zoo type of thing, and he actually gets into beef with this other lady, you know, who owns really doing the same thing everybody else doing, but she complaining about them doing it, but she's really doing the same thing. She got like a zoo with pets and tigers and lions and bears, oh my, and all that stuff. So um and then she even made it on to Dancing with the Stars. So she definitely benefited out of that whole situation, which I want to segue into the Last Dance. You know, since we're talking about certain things that had us captivated during the time of Netflix, you know, everybody was pretty much binge watching because you stuck in the house. So Last Dance is another one that probably made a lot of noise. To me, I enjoyed it. You know, it got a good psychological view of a winner, you know, and what it takes to win, and a good view of Michael Jordan, because they really don't really give you an introspective view of Michael Jordan a lot, really, you know, on that. So it was interesting on that. What y'all gotta say about that?
I think it was good. I think they could have done a better portrayal of Scottie Pippen though. I think, but other than that, I think it was definitely good. You know what I'm saying? I'm Kobe and LeBron though, so I ain't gonna speak much on Jordan.
Hey man, we need the love and the hate.
Hey, to be honest, to piggyback off of George, man, I think, Brother Saeed, excuse me, to piggyback off of him, man, I honestly think that Scottie Pippen deserves his own documentary.
Yeah, that
You
was
know?
good.
Right. I think Scottie could definitely benefit from having his own documentary, man, because Scottie is a legend himself outside of Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So that would be
Absolutely.
great to see something like that happen. Scottie Pippen have his own documentary so he could tell his own story.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think for me, as much as I like Jordan, right, I think it's fair to show you that you need a team to win, you know? And
Yeah.
for me, I like LeBron as well. And I think it shows that, hey, LeBron has done some amazing stuff with taking all these different teams to the championship, you know, because Jordan needed a team to
Right.
get to that championship. Now, once he got the team and the coach and everything, yeah, they was unstoppable. But he did need that. He couldn't do it with just Jordan. So
Right.
I gotta commend both of them, really, you know, as players.
Yeah.
But that's something to make you think about as well.
Right. But the documentary definitely was good, man. I think we started watching it at my first time watching it was at Fortune's crib in Greenville. And then when I got home, I finished watching it. So
Yeah, it kept sticking up over here.
yeah.
Kept pointing out the good parts.
Right. It was dope though, man. I definitely enjoyed it, man. Like I'm always I've been a Michael Jordan fan since I was in the 5th grade, man. So, just watching that documentary and like you said, Prof,
I heard Michael Jordan curse before.
right, you never get an introspective
That's
look on Michael Jordan's
like,
life.
Man,
Right.
I thought that was so funny when he was talking shit about Gary Payton. When they showed him that Gary Payton, he was
Right.
like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Jordan was a trip, man.
hey.
Talking now.
And his eyes was yellow as hell, though. So I don't know if he was like sipping on. I know he was sipping.
Yeah, I
His
don't know.
eyes was yellow as hell, though.
Yeah, like he had sickle cell or some shit. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, man. But hey, he was laying out the sauce on you.
Yeah.
So one subject I'm gonna skip and then we're gonna come back to it. But in this challenging year, like we said, we also saw a big movement for social change. You know, we also saw things being spotlighted that us in the black community, we've been knew was happening. This ain't no new stuff, even though some people's like, oh, this, I can't believe this is happening. It's been happening. But now we got those cameras and we got stuff like that. And what I'm going to talk about here is some of these deaths that has been caught on camera. One by the name of George Floyd, Brianna Taylor. You know, these names set the world on fire, you know, and literally speaking, we saw like a big movement of this. Personally, when I saw the George Floyd video, I had no idea that it was going to spark this thing, because, you know, we become so desensitized to this stuff. You know, you just like, you used to them doing it and them being the police and people just getting away with it. So let's talk about the George Floyd and how that has sparked some change in
I mean, that shit, like you said, has been happening for years. I've been telling niggas what these motherfuckers about. You gotta be ready, and it just made the whole world see it. I hope it made a lot of people wake up. Man, you gotta get ready, because you never know. That could be any of us. That could be our sister. That could be our mother. That could be our girlfriend. They could be busting up in our house, killing us in our house. Like, you're not even safe at home. They break in your house and kill you, be in the wrong house. That's crazy, bro. And it's like, that shit fuck with me, bro. That shit like fuck with your head. And it's like, that shit drive you crazy. Anytime you see that shit, and it's still going on. It ain't stopped. It's still happening to this day.
How
So
they see it.
How the fuck they think niggas gonna do? They think niggas gonna take that shit standing down. We gonna start counting your bitch ass. For real.
Go ahead, Tyson. What you was about to say?
No, I was just agreeing. I agree with Sean. I mean, it's how they see us and what they see us for. You know, I mean, it's not going to stop. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop here. Like even with the killing, you know, of George Floyd, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it shook the world. It did, but it was just another wake up call, reminder. You know, to set people back. That's all.
The world's so hard because everybody got a mama. And that man's last dying words, he was screaming out for his mama. Everybody, I don't give a fuck who you are, you got a mama. So I'm thinking his mom's dead. So was he seeing his mama on the other side? Like, that's some fucked up shit. Man.
Honestly, that hit me so hard later, because I'm like, when I found out his mom had passed already, I was like, yeah, man, he must have been seeing her. You know, he must have been seeing her.
I think he was just that scared, man.
What you say?
I said, I think he was just that scared. I think that showed just how scared he was. You know what I'm saying? And how helpless he was in that situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's Stephen Jackson. Like, I think that's the point he was making. Was like, somebody like him, you know, he's usually somebody that comes across very intimidating. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy, and he said he knows him. He's never known him to be scared of anything. So he said in that situation, for him calling out for his mother, he think that just shows how helpless he was. He couldn't even help himself in that situation. That's the only person he knew probably to call, you know what I'm saying? As anybody would, you know, when you in a situation when you're helpless, you think, you know, mama, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was probably a part of just show how helpless he was, man.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, sometimes I think that's what makes them increase the violence on you. When you have like a big presence, you know, they want to quell that, they want to quench that, they want to subdue that, you know, and say, oh, look at this big dude, okay,
Yeah,
let me take you down.
Threat, yeah.
You know,
automatically think you're a threat. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, I've been so, and I think a lot of African Americans have been so, you know, these, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, desensitized to these kind of situations because it's nothing new to us. I think one of y'all said it might have been Fortune, but you know, I've been watching black men be assaulted and beat up by the police officers on camera since like 1991 when Rodney King got his ass beat. I remember being a kid watching that replay on the news a lot and on Dateline and stuff like that. And the first execution that I seen of a black man by a police officer was in 2012, I believe, when Oscar Grant was shot in the back.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe the police would do something like that. Like, how could you just shoot a man in his back when he's laying on his stomach with his hands cuffed? That was the first time I seen something like that. And I remember however old I was, a teardrop. And ever
Yeah.
since then, man, it's like, yo, man, like nothing surprises me. It's still sad. It's still unfortunate. And I don't know, man. I think the police, man, when they get a taste of their own medicine, that's when the shit would it might slow down. Or you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say when they get a taste of their own medicine, because that could mean more deadly force towards us, because they want a war to start anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I think when police officers are held more accountable for their actions, and when they start getting the jail time that they deserve, the same time that I would get for killing a black man, they would have to get that same time for killing a black man too. And then they'll see and think twice about doing something to us if we're unarmed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think that's the only way the shit gonna change. Police reform,
And
body cams ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying?
and the issue with that is like law enforcement, right? That's what the police call law enforcement, right? Who makes the laws? The government, the same government that we think are gonna prosecute them, but that's their muscle.
Exactly.
Literally, law enforcement. That's the name. We make the laws, you go enforce it.
Right.
So it seems hard pressed that they're gonna pressure them, but at the end of the day, it's like I feel like you as a law enforcement officer with a license, because they gotta have a license to be an officer. You know, you should know better. You should be held to a higher accountability, a higher standard than even what a regular citizen should be. You know, when it comes to that type of stuff, because you know the law.
They don't go to school longer. They don't go to school.
Absolutely. So you gotta
so way longer to get more training.
So you gotta go to school 8 years to be a doctor, right? In which you're not allowed to take a life as a doctor. You don't have a license to kill as a doctor, but you go for 6 months to be a police officer with a license to kill, where you actually can use lethal force. You know, that's a little crazy to me. You know,
And a lot of these guys are ex-military too. A lot of them are ex-military.
right?
Yeah.
I don't even think they be trying to like not kill us on purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? I think they mean to kill us because they be they can go for a leg shot or arm shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Slow
But
person.
you know what? They ain't trained for that though. They're not. They train to kill. They train to shoot for the biggest target on your body, which is your torso, and that's what they're gonna kill you at. So it ain't like it's a systematic problem. Just like I'm gonna use this as a segue to talk about Brianna Taylor, right? The Brianna Taylor situation. Personally, I feel like they should get rid of no-knock warrants. You know, that's what we should get out of that situation, because that's a dangerous situation for anybody. When somebody kicks your door in the morning, you might be coming out of a deep sleep. You don't know what's going on. You feel me? You ain't in your right mind. Everybody's not in their right mind when they just wake up. So, you know, I feel like that was the root of the problem with the Brianna Taylor situation, is we need to get rid of that policy and that practice, because it's dangerous for everybody involved.
Yeah, I thought about inventing something where you can put like a little bomb right behind your damn door, so the door that kicks in the middle of the night, whoever come right there, motherfucker's dead right on the spot. That wake everybody the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but not only did they not knock, even when they were in, they didn't even announce themselves. Like, hey, you know, it's the police. They didn't knock in, they didn't announce.
They was in the wrong house.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. They should go, like, why are they not in jail, bro? If I did that, come on, bro. You see what they did to the dude in South Carolina, make him come outside naked?
You know what? You know what? They are part of a big system that authorized that. So they got to change the system, you know, on that. Because if you an officer that night and it's your own duty, you ain't in charge, and they like, hey, we got this job we got to go do. Guess what? You're going to go do it just like any other routine job, you know, even though I heard it was definitely some top-down stuff wrong with that paperwork on that. But they wrong to be doing it in the first place. Like, that's you know, that's an intrusion. And I feel like unless it's like a situation where, hey, you saw somebody kidnap somebody and run into that house, so you know they in there, that's different. Now you got called a SWAT team and all that type of stuff. But if it's a situation where, you know, you running some type of operation, man, it's not that serious. It's not that letting them people live, you know. There's a way to do it.
Right? She was asleep, right?
She was asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was asleep
Yep.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
So there was no threat to any officer's life from her. So there was no reason for her to be shot. You know, there was no. You know,
right.
it's just wrong. It's just wrong in so many ways. You know, it's just wrong in so many ways.
That's why they
Came out,
became cops.
out there in Catskill, New York, when she was they found her naked. They kicked her damn door in.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
did it to a lot of people lately. They did it to that man, old man in South Carolina, talking about there was teens playing by, they saw running by the house. So they just busted to a random house. That nigga was in there sleeping naked. And they pulled that nigga outside, started making jokes at him and laughing at him. So he was naked. Shit crazy, bro.
I'm
That's
gonna
fucked up.
tell you like this. It's a saying, right? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So when you know you got a power to do things, you're gonna see people real personality. And some people are just piece of shit. And they might be wearing a uniform. You feel me? Hey, they might be working at McDonald's and be a piece of shit and spitting your burger, right? But that's the only power they got. But when you give them the power to kill and then you combine it with a piece of shit, and I'm not saying all officers are a piece of shit, but you are part of a broken system, you know, at the end of the day. But if you give somebody the ability to come and kill and you're a piece of shit, that's a bad combination right there, you know. So they need to vet better. So I'm definitely agreeing on that. They need to vet them better, and on from that. Now we're gonna move on to talk about a couple of killings in hip hop actually that kind of shook hip hop. You know, we had some up and coming rappers that, you know, unfortunately they lost their life. One we could start with probably one of the top ones on the list, which would be Pop Smoke, and the situation of him getting killed. Me personally, I heard about Pop Smoke here and there, and I wasn't fully aware of him until like maybe a couple of weeks before he passed away. And then next thing I know, he was gone, which I've noticed has become a very theme in hip hop. You know, a lot. It's a lot of artists I'm getting on, and then next thing I know, they gone with that. So, what do you guys think about that?
Um, yeah, I mean, like, I first started hearing about Pop Smoke, like you said, for me, it was probably like maybe a few months. Like, I've been seeing his name, but I didn't start really hearing his music until like maybe a month or two before he passed away. And that's a dangerous trend that's starting to happen, man, in music. It's like once you start bubbling and you start getting a name for yourself, boom, all of a sudden you gone. Because that's the same exact situation with Triple X Tentacion.
Exactly.
Started hearing his music and people was talking about him, whether it was negative or positive. And then I started listening to his music, and I actually liked his music, you know, before he passed away. And then all of a sudden, he got killed. Same with Pop Smoke. I've been hearing his music. I can't lie.
Yeah, I, I I can say this. You know, a lot of these guys, man. You know, like, see, when we were coming up, when you got a certain level in the game, you had a certain level of security. Now with social media, you're at that level without the security. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you can't say protection anymore. So yeah, that happens a lot now.
Yeah, I definitely think rappers need to kind of let go of their entourage as far as them being security and actually hiring some real security. Ain't nothing wrong with having your boys around you and having your boys have your back, but unless you got a licensed motherfucker with a firearm, whether it's law enforcement, ex-law enforcement, military, or whatever, you need security with you, man. Period.
Yeah, motherfucker, ask for followers right now and they live in the projects because they don't have the money. The money ain't there, but they're already internet famous. That's dangerous.
Right.
See what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, I think this guy just got killed too. Comedian, young guy from Philly.
From Philly. Yeah. I
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
but I
like
heard,
that. So
but I heard he wasn't he making like a bunch of jokes about a bunch of gangs and things like that? I think.
I believe
Exactly.
so. I believe
Right.
so. But he's accessible because I'm assuming he's accessible. You know, I don't know about that young man lifestyle, but he might be accessible. And on that, and I think with Pop Smoke, they say like he was showing off some stuff and it had his address on there.
Yeah,
Right.
the house he was renting the house. I think the house he was renting on social media.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, so they killing
which
comedians
that's
now?
another issue. That's a whole nother issue.
Man,
Just period. Not even where celebrities just with everyone,
Absolutely.
but,
Stop showing your
Absolutely.
location. Stop telling
Yeah.
niggas where you at. Remember back in the day when niggas try to take pictures of us? You the police nigga, get that shit on my face. Y'all remember that
Hey,
shit?
when,
Now everybody do what we do it
when I
now. We
was
don't show our faces.
when I was in the grams, last thing you wanted was your picture snap. I
Yeah.
think that's what
Yeah.
the great Hove said that.
Right.
So, and then we also lost King Von and Mo3 or Mo3. I'm not exactly sure how his name was pronounced, but
All three.
03, yep.
yep. So
Again, the same exact situation. I started hearing about King Von. He was bubbling. I'm like, man, I would see his name way more than I heard his music. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily into King Von's music like that. But like I said, again, I'm seeing his name. I'm hearing people talking about him, whether it's good or bad. I started looking at like different documentaries because they had documentaries on this dude, calling him the demon, a Chirac. I'm like, man, who is this dude, man? Who is this guy? And so as soon as I started kind of getting into him and seeing what he was about, again, boom, he's dead. And I said, yo, this can't be for real. I'm gonna stop trying to listen to
He like that.
other rappers,
He
man.
got internet
You know what I'm
famous.
saying? It's like it's
That
a
shit's fast.
yeah, it's fucked up, man. And like I said, man, I heard a lot of things about his life and his past that he may have done or had not done. I don't know if it's true or not. But,
Yeah.
you know, all I can say is, man, karma is real, man. If you making fun of them, saying you smoking on this person, you smoking on that person, watch that energy that you put out into the world, man. Because once that shit get out there, man, it's too late to take it back, man. So just, you know, I believe in karma, man.
Yeah,
And much respect to that young man, may he rest in peace. But yo, if you live in that type of lifestyle, man, you know, you got to be prepared and be on your guard at all times, man. So
and looking at the
it's
videos,
unfortunate.
the videos it actually looked like self-defense, man. To be honest with you, I may hate to say it, but looking at all the videos, it looked like it was self-defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
you
why I
can't do
thought,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Going,
you got
but that's some Tupac shit.
They walked up on because
Right.
King Von and his entourage walked up. And it was like 20, you know what I'm saying, 20 niggas around. I mean, what you supposed to do? I think Lil Tim did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? What anybody wants somebody to do in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the only reason why everybody's love for King Von is the only reason why they, you know what I'm saying, or why they trying to, talk against Lil Tim and what's that guy's name?
Rondo.
Yeah, Quando Rondo. The only reason why they're really talking against them is because everybody's love for King Von. But, I think it was self-defense.
It's sad either way because there's more than 2 people died. So many lives gone with nonsense.
Yeah, man.
Bro, imagine if we made it at that age, bro. Imagine that shit.
Right.
So
These
it's
guys,
like they did what I wanted to do.
right.
And then you get so far, it's like a hood movie. As soon as you get out, nigga, some bad shit happen.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Right. These guys ain't even living to see 30. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to grow to be old. I want to grow to be an old man. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
With my kids and grandkids around me, you know?
Yep.
It's like,
Absolutely.
damn, to die young now? I don't like that shit. You know?
And I think they need to change the music too. I forgot. This was years ago. I was watching a video. I forget what it was, and I forget what rapper it was. I don't know if it was Styles. It was somebody. They were talking about don't rap about certain stuff unless you're really about that, because there's people out here that's just gonna try you just on the simple fact of you talk about that in your music, and they're gonna really try to test you to see, you know what I'm saying, if you're really about that. So not even so much in this. I'm just saying rappers, period. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you kind of it's like you attract that
exactly
energy,
right.
Because when I look at Biggie, when I look at Tupac, when I look at Nipsey Hussle, even right, and you listen to their music, they have many records about them talking about dying, and when they die. I mean, you look at Biggie's album, Ready to Die, came in with his first album, and then next one, Life After Death, which I'm not sure if they named that after he died or not. Some of you guys might know a little bit more, but okay, so he put that.
You understand, like back in the day, people would come out and, like you said, you couldn't rap about it if you wasn't about it. But now these days, these guys, shit, they just do their own thing, and they just make hot music. If it's a hot song, they're gonna put it out and they're gonna make money off of it now. So,
I think
you still don't believe in that.
I think it go to show that energy you put out can make a difference, man. Because when you look at even the baby, right? The baby said, "I'm gonna die old age whenever I die." That man had been in so many situations where he could have got taken out. You feel me?
And you
But-
see now he roll with big ass security too.
Right, absolutely.
There's another
Absolutely.
difference. You don't just see him all entouraged out. And if he is with his entourage, he's still making sure that he got security presence around him.
Right.
Like I said, I'm gonna stress it again. If you a rapper out there and you got a little bit of money, man, it's okay to hire security, man.
Right.
Baby,
Yeah,
It was like, yo, I don't need no security. Reaching for my niggas like with security was like you was corny, but nah, nigga, let's be realistic out here. Why wouldn't I want a paid certified shooter to protect me? Because I know I'm a target, nigga.
And okay, Tyson, were you gonna say something? Because I wanted to say something, but I want to let you get your words in.
Baby, he had killed somebody or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, self-defense.
In the song, he talked about it in the song. I mean, I'm not a baby fan, but I just really just started listening to some of the music. But yeah, he put it in the song. I'm like, you know, that person he killed, somebody loved him. And
absolutely.
Family in Walmart. Be here. Fuck him.
Promise you.
You're right about that, man.
And so with that being said, one thing I noticed now that we've seen some of the rappers that we saw in the 90s grow up and bury their beef, we come to see that you can grow past some of this stuff, and a lot of it is what you are in your youth, right? So what we did see this year with the with us being stuck and all this quarantine stuff is we saw the birth of Verzus, and we're gonna talk more about that, but I want to segue into a specific verse, which would be the Jeezy and Gucci Mane versus. Something I thought I would never see because it was real beef, kind of like what we're talking about now. But it was good to see them get past that. And we realized that when you get a little bit more mature, you know, sometimes you can move past basic stuff like violence, you know. Not saying violence is never necessary, but, you know, sometimes that's not your first option on that. So what do y'all think about that versus battle, Gucci and Jeezy, man?
Man, I'm gonna let Sean start this one off, man.
Yeah, you know, I ain't never heard it.
I got you. Fortune, what you got?
I think it was like Larry just said, man. I didn't think that shit was gonna happen. That's the shit we was praying for, and I'm happy it did happen. I think that people say who won, Gucci won, Jeezy won. We all won. And it showed these younger niggas that you ain't everything just because it was real beef. It don't mean you can't piece it out, bro.
Right. That's
You don't like kill each other all the time, but it's gonna be a cycle. We gonna keep killing. Come on, we doing their job for them. Like fuck that shit. Then you can't get mad when the police kill us if we killing each other. That's fucked up. So at the end of the day, my nigga, like that shit was beautiful, and I like the maturity of Gucci, and I like the Jeezy. I like the maturity of them both. Even though Gucci wasn't really being mature with the shit, he was being kind of disrespectful, but it was like WWF, bro. Nothing popped off. They partied together. Gucci won the Jeezy won the playlist thing, but Gucci won with the energy and the outfit. His outfit was way better than Jeezy's. That shit was hard.
So, just to go back into it, definitely, if we can kick it back off, Imp, as far as what that meant to us, just because, you know, we was during that time, that was when I first moved to Atlanta, and you know, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing Jeezy, period. You can hear that whole album without buying it. You go to a gas station, they're gonna be playing it everywhere. He had the clubs on smash, and from that point to see Gucci Mane actually come as an underdog, raise up to where I don't even want to say arguably, he probably has more influence on rappers than Jeezy, you know, at the end of the day. So it's like interesting to see that the whole incident went down not too far from my crib as far as the self-defense thing with Gucci Mane. So that definitely, it was nice to see that, you know, like, wow, I never thought I was gonna see this, because I know how serious it was. I know how tense it was amongst them in that situation, you know,
right, exactly.
On that. So it was a wonderful thing to see that. It was entertaining, and it gave people like a shining light in some moments of darkness, you know, for people to watch that. And the whole Versus thing, period, was beautiful. You know, I also like the Brandy and Monica because it was that was some real
Hold
underlying
on,
beef
George.
to that too.
Shit.
Say again.
What you thought about it, George?
What about the whole Jeezy and Gucci thing?
Yeah.
I mean, nah. I mean, I had the same thing you said. Same thing you said actually. I think as far as hits for hits, I think Jeezy won it. But as far as the whole battle itself, I think Gucci won that. And I actually like the whole when he came out dissing him. Me personally, because I'm a battle rap fan, maybe. But and I wish he would have just continued more of that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like, I mean,
That's why.
yeah, I would have should have been more of that.
And I want to piggyback on Ducks too. What he was saying, or Elk, what he was saying. Gucci Mane left with a lot of security. He had a lot. He was on. Huh?
You seen the video? He had
Yeah.
walking by his fleet of cars, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You look more powerful doing shit like that versus 100 niggas behind you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they know you not coming to play.
Exactly.
Yeah. Them niggas was paid licensed shooters, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck around if you.
And them guns they had, them look serious.
Handguns.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
Them niggas had choppers, man. But
yeah,
they kind of reiterate though what Larry was saying with the Gucci and the Jeezy thing. Like before we go off, but like the backstory behind that, man, was real because like Larry was saying, man, we was living in Atlanta in the same zone, in the same city, in the same neighborhood when that shit went down. Gucci Mane, you know, he shot in self-defense, of course, and where they buried the body at was like right up the street from where me and Larry used to live at the time, off of Columbia Drive, I believe.
I believe it was, yeah.
The middle school or something over there on that street where he was buried at, and we was like right down the street. And like I said, you know, I could see why this battle would take a personal turn for like the fans and stuff, because me, I was always a big Jeezy fan. To this day, I'm still a huge Jeezy fan. You know, I never really got into Gucci Mane's music like that. But like you said, man, everywhere you went, they was playing Trap or Die. You know what I'm saying? What was Jeezy's first album? Was Thug Motivation, right?
Yeah, but he had that mixtape, the Trap or Die mixtape that was like,
yo, everywhere we went. It. I'm talking about every car we used to get in, they was playing it. Like you said, every gas station, grocery store, club, whatever, they was playing it. And so, you know, to speak on what George was saying, like, yo, I think Gucci Mane had every right to come out and say what he needed to say and to talk the shit that he wanted to talk to Jeezy, because at the time he couldn't do that because Jeezy was such a big artist, and at the time he had BMF backing him. So really, man, Gucci Mane was always the underdog. Gucci Mane kind of went into hiding after that situation because you never really heard much from Gucci Mane after that incident. Jeezy had propelled and blew up and just went to the top. So he had everybody around him. So I think for Gucci Mane to finally share the stage with Jeezy and say,
Gucci had a run. Gucci had an era, bro. 09.
But it wasn't like the Jeezy era. I think Gucci's era kind of started a little bit after Jeezy cooled down a little bit, man.
09.
I'm gonna say this, and I think you was with me though. Weren't you with me at a one of those birthday bashes where Jeezy performed and Gucci Mane performed, and and Jeezy got Gucci Mane got as much love as Jeezy at that time. That's when I was like, oh, it's for real about Jeezy out here. These people love Jeezy for real. Gucci, excuse me. These people love Gucci for real. Cause it was like, I think I want to say T.I. performed there. And that time,
is it the one where Jeezy bought out Jay-Z?
It might be that one. It might have been that one, the birthday bash.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I know it was one where they both performed, and Gucci Mane definitely was like, he got more love, not more love, but he got an equal love. He got equal love.
I
So
think
like,
Gucci Mane is always the hood favorite, no matter what.
Yeah.
He's the hood favorite, man. Like he's the hood champion, man. I think I was watching the Joe Budden podcast, and I forget the guy who called in that's from Atlanta. He was saying that, yo, we know where Gucci Mane is from. We know the hood, we know the block, we know the street, we know the house. But Jeezy ain't got that same love no more now because nobody really knows where he's from. They just know he's of Atlanta.
Cause he's from Hawkinsville, Georgia.
Right. See, I heard he was from Macon.
He's from here. I hear he's from
Hawkinsville.
South Carolina. He got family in South Carolina.
Yeah, I think he was born. I think he was born in Columbia, but I know Hawkinsville. Hawkinsville is kind of outside of Macon, but it's not Macon. It's like maybe it's one of those small towns like in that area. And I know people from Hawkinsville actually, and they've been told me that back in the day, but I didn't know. But they was like, yeah, Jeezy from here, and so forth. And I think he did the interview with Charlemagne, and he actually went back there.
Went back. I saw that. That was a good interview.
Yeah, the Hawkinsville. Yeah. So, what do y'all think about the Versus platform as a whole?
I think it's dope.
I think me and Dust was doing that years ago.
Was y'all?
Yeah, we probably was.
We did that with the you remember with the locks in state property.
Oh yeah, man. We would put on our own versus battles.
Yeah, but
I think that's why we loved it so much because we all grew up loving hip hop. Many of y'all, I became friends with you because of our love for hip hop and our debating for hip hop, because that's just what we do. So when you get to actually see people get on stage, go against each other, it's entertaining, man. It's just love. It's like a win for the culture.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was a shining light in this year for people. A lot of them I was excited to watch, and it was just great, And I know that that's something that even once things kind of get in the final form here, I know life is gonna change. But once they get into the change, I'm sure they'll continue that on.
Oh yeah, I think the Versus thing, as far as I guess don't forget that when Swiss and Just Blaze did that, you know what I'm saying? So I think the idea had been out there, but I will say I don't know if people realize how big battle rap is, and I really think the Versus was influenced by battle rap. And when I mean battle rap is big, I mean celebrities like
the first
everybody
versus Kanye West, and Kanye West actually Swiss Beats his playlist and it switched it up, and it was going back and forth, going beat for beat. That's how it started. And when Swiss Beats came on Drink Champs, he brought it back up again. It's like, yeah, Just Blaze was ducking me. That's why him and Just Blaze did that. And after that, that's when they started the Verses.
Right.
Battle rap was big though. But
yeah, I'm saying I wonder if battle rap, if that influenced Versus. I wonder if that's what kind of made them.
I mean,
because battle rap culture is dope, bro. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's pure. That's the purest. No beat helping you, niggas. Yeah. You gotta say. You gotta know your opponent, and you saying it to their face. So.
And
everybody watch it. Everybody watch it. I mean, when I say everybody, I'm talking like big time today. I mean, Shaq was discussing it on SportsCenter before about who his favorite battle rapper was. Jay-Z back in the day watched because I know they took one of the battle rappers to a party where Nori, Jay-Z, everybody was at. This was years ago. I even on 444. I can hear certain things that make me think that Jay-Z watches. I know Kanye, everybody watches it. You know what I'm saying? You got celebrities that put videos out about. So
it's the essence of hip hop. Battle rapping is the essence. It's one of the essences of hip hop.
What you say?
Don't Drake got a battle network?
Yeah, that's what battle rap on Caffeine.
Caffeine, okay, yeah.
Caffeine and URL, battle rap is the biggest thing on it. But the only reason I brought up battle rap to say, as far as I wonder if that influenced the Versus platform, or I don't know. I'm saying I just wonder if that kind of influenced the Versus platform.
I think it definitely did. And the way that Versus took off this year was crazy, man. From the beginning of Versus, man, it was totally different to what it is now. They got sponsorships and advertisements and Apple is promoting it and YouTube. So just to see how far they came in 1 year, man, that lets you know that if you put your mind to it, man, and really grind hard, your life could change in 1 year, man. So just to see that platform go from where it started to where it is now is amazing.
Absolutely. So we're gonna move on to the soap opera of the year, which will be the election. In this movie of a presidency we didn't have from Trump, it's definitely been a movie Okay, and then the election is still they're still talking about it now. We going into January, really going into the what should be the inauguration, but we still talking about that. So like, what did y'all think about this election and this year with all this?
I didn't.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a war, man. That's what I thought. I thought we were gonna be fighting. Cause I said this white man is not about to leave that White House, and he got all his white supporters all, hyped up to come do some shit, and niggas just ready. That's all we know. That's what we know. Yeah, it's bad election.
Yeah,
Bad.
yeah. I mean, I think personally, man, we just had to choose the lesser of the two evils, man, because I don't think Biden is any different from Trump at the end of the day. I think his views are more closeted than Trump's are. And I mean,
Right.
if you go
I,
back,
I think technically,
That's the
I
point I
think
was gonna make.
I think technically on paper, Biden has done more against black people on
Against
paper.
black people.
You know, if you want to keep it 100, Trump is mostly all talk and mostly, he did do some bans and stuff against people, against Muslim people and other countries and stuff like that, which is messed up as well. But Biden has been in office for many years.
Trump wasn't a racist asshole. I would fuck with him. I couldn't take why you banning Muslim countries, nigga. We ain't at war. And why the fuck you banning Mexicans, nigga? They banned before you. White, like what the who are you? Why you doing that shit? Other than that, man, that nigga was aight. And all that racist shit, I can't take that shit though, bro. That's not fair. Why you doing them people like that? How you gonna ban a religion, nigga? This America, bro. That's what you mean by make America great again? Nigga, it's been more racist shit in your time than ever. Look how many people died this year alone. 300,000 people, nigga. That's crazy. So fuck all them niggas. All these motherfuckers the same. We need to gut this shit from the root, start over, start fresh and anew, to make our own fucking government. Because these motherfuckers don't care about us. They showing you that right now. How they gonna give you $600? What the fuck you gonna buy with that, nigga? A toothbrush? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Shit crazy, man. This world is crazy. This shit is fucked up. This is one white man to another white man. A fucking devil. Devil to devil. Pick which one. What do you want? Cancer or AIDS? Fuck them niggas, man. For real. Fuck all them niggas.
I think that people.
A politician, nigga. I came up in the Trump era, nigga. I made more money in the Trump era than ever. For real. To be real, if he wasn't a racist asshole, I don't like shit. I fuck with him.
And a lot of people did come up this year though with them stimuluses and all them loans, man. People was like coming up.
And jobs. Actually, and jobs. Because unemployment.
I'm talking about even before this year, I'm talking about nigga pay for the money, like money at the jobs. What I was getting paid, paid that before. They got
Obama gave us Obama phones, and I think Trump gave us jobs.
Yeah, niggas was like, he wasn't lying about the economy shit. But he does so much other asshole shit. It says so much other fuck shit. It just blocks all that other good shit you did out, nigga.
Yeah, I think.
He got back from Iraq doing a tour, and they said that people in Iraq don't work. They get $80,000 a year. If you're born there and raised there, you get $80,000 a year for being a citizenship there. That's how that works. I said, well, they don't got no grocery stores, and they said, yeah. I said, well, who working there? They said, other people from other places. Yeah, if you're born in Iraq and Afghanistan, yeah, like the oil pays for everything for everybody. You know what I'm saying? They're distributors. If you're born, you don't have jobs. I was like, what? People in Iraq don't work? They said, no, they don't work. I'm like, what kind of shit is that? That's some smart shit if you think about it. Everyone gets $80,000 a year check. Some shit they need to do here in America. They won't get $600 here.
Government.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I think one thing we did see is that wallet can open up when they want to open it up. You feel me? So all these years, they ain't this and they ain't that, but then they cutting these checks for trillions and so forth.
Billions and billions. I think the first one was what, 2.2 trillion?
Yeah.
And this one was 900 billion.
That's telling you that you ain't real.
Man, there shouldn't be no homeless people in the street.
No, exactly.
They
And
just
the trillions they spend
they
on
just
war.
print the money anyways.
And the trillions they spend on wars. You know what I'm saying? The trillions they spend on wars, man. And it's bad, man. It's like, because between working with Indians and just being, at the mosque, man. It was one guy from India when I was in Tampa, and we pulled up and there was an area of homeless people, and he's like, man, this is America. Like, I guess everybody's idea of America. And he's like, what? Why are these people sleeping on the corner? He's like, I live in India. It's very poor, but we don't have these problems. You know what I'm saying? Back in India, like, you know what I'm saying, as far as people just sleeping on the corner and stuff like that. He said, we don't have these problems. We're a poor country, but there's no homelessness, you know what I'm saying, like this. You know what I'm saying, in India, you know what I'm saying? And so
I thought
like,
they had like a caste system in India.
yeah, they got the caste system, but as far as like poverty, I mean, like homelessness is what I'm saying. Like, it's a big issue here in America that I think needs to be addressed. And a lot of other countries, I think their economic situation is worse than ours, but I think a lot of their social issues aren't as bad as ours. As far as economic, how you say it? You know what I'm trying to say.
I think the American way is a very individualistic, and that causes that, makes way for that. It's really like almost every man for themselves out here in a way.
Right.
When I notice a lot of people from other countries, even though I know you coming to this country, so that's gonna make you jail too, because you in a foreign place with people that's like you, but they're more community based and community oriented. I noticed, like, they like, hey, we come together and we got you. That's probably why you said your Indian friend you was talking about, was like, hey, we don't have this going on, because they probably at least come together and feed people, because there's plenty of food over here. There's plenty of food. Like, honestly, I took some stuff. Somebody wanted me to go throw some stuff out for them, right? And I was looking at the stuff. I'm like, yo, this stuff is good. If this stuff was in another country, this would be like somebody be fighting over this stuff, So I went ahead and took it to the like Goodwill or something like that. But at the end of the day, that showed you like how gluttonous this country is. Because we have plenty of stuff to the point where we're like, hey, we'll throw this out. We ain't worried about that, and we ain't really worried about other people. When I say we, I just mean, in general.
Definitely.
Not on an individual basis.
Right, but the point I was making though, I guess, is as what they were talking about as far as they can definitely get the money, you know what I'm saying? And the money is definitely there, you know what I'm saying? They spent it on trillions of dollars in wars that a lot of them we shouldn't even have been there, you know what I'm saying? And then, but we have all this money that we can use for, you know what I'm saying, funding these wars, and even with the stimulus packages now shows that they can cut checks. Why do we shouldn't have this? We shouldn't have some of these socioeconomic issues that we have here in America.
They want it like.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely.
America pick and choose who they want to take care of, man.
Right.
Yep.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
This can't be the country in the world if it's like that.
Exactly, man. It's the greatest, man.
I think the main benefit here, I think that we have over other countries, in my opinion, the top two is the freedoms we have here. We do have a lot of freedoms here that, I mean, just the fact we can sit here on this and say the stuff we're saying, in some countries you get killed for speaking against
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, so just the fact that we can freely speak, we can freely believe what we want to believe. You can say, I don't even believe in God here. And nobody cares. Nobody bothers you. Nobody even cares. Okay, whatever. All right. Other countries, you know what I'm saying, you don't have that, you know what I'm saying? And not even just from the government, even from the family pressure, saying that you believe something different than just the family, you know what I'm saying, is different. So I think that, and then the opportunities we have here. Like, I even know there's some people from even like Canada, that here, they're like, even Canada, the amount of opportunities we have in the USA is we have more opportunities here than ever. I think though, outside of those, this country is, I don't know. And I think we, as a whole, I think we do stick together more here than a lot of as Americans.
Nothing's gonna be perfect, but I definitely feel like, we got a lot of work to do and towards certain things. And there's certain groups in this country that don't believe we have that amount of work to do toward those things. But we got a lot of stuff that we need to address. And I think, just throwing back to the protests, that's just one example. But it's a lot of stuff we need to address in this country. And I think using that, we're gonna go ahead and segue into the elephant in the room thing that has absolutely shaped everybody's year, and that would be COVID-19, as they like to call it, on that. So what do you guys think about the COVID-19?
At first, I thought it was a hoax, man, and then I realized, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is out here, it's definitely real, But I don't know.
Yeah,
You know what? Definitely a lot of people feel there's something afoot, This is from me talking to a lot of different walks of life, actually. Now we talking black people, white people, and in between, to hey, it's something, but it's something. It's something
yeah.
deep to it, possibly.
Yeah.
And definitely has changed the world. Certain things I see going on, I think it's going to continue to be in place. Even once, we move on to the next phase of whatever it is, there's certain things I think we're gonna see.
Bro, it's 6,000 pages in that COVID bill. And only 3 things in the body about relief. It's a lot of shit about to go on. They just took so many of your rights away, you don't even know it.
Right.
Yeah, definitely some things I saw happen that
Bro, this is the new world.
I didn't even know the government had the power to do. I didn't know the government had the power to say, yo, we're gonna shut you down because of this, and hey, you gotta wear a mask, and this and all that type of stuff, Personally, I feel like
I was tripping at first when they said put the mask on. I had a mask in my pocket, but I ain't walking the store with it on.
Right.
I didn't know how they gonna react to that. But shit, they want you to put the motherfuckers on. I went in, I in the store, my mask on and shit. Looking around, okay, all right, you need to pack a Newport box short. You know what I'm saying? Shit, motherfucker get killed like that. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna front too. As a black man in America, I was like, y'all sure y'all want me to put this mask on? For real? That's what y'all want? Because y'all used to say we fit the description before. What the hell you gonna say now? You can't see nothing but this. He was black and he had eyes. Bam!
And then let her put a hoodie on. Yeah. Walking the store, guy was looking at me like I was crazy. I said I had a do-rag on. So the do-rag was right here. Then I had a hood on. Then I had my mask right here. And the dude was just looking at me like, fuck the freak.
Yeah, I like doing that. Scared white people, bro. Be wearing a baka. We had it all over your face, nigga. Just walk in the grocery store. All you see is my eyes and shit. I might wear shades in the store.
Yeah, I did that a couple of times. The little ninja mask, with the t-shirt over my head with the ninja. I did that a couple of times.
Everybody's walking around looking like ninjas this year for sure.
Yeah, when you walk in the store, everybody's staring at you.
Yeah, but I will say, man, the whole thing that seems weird to me is, first of all, they talking about it's morphing into something else. It's like, I mean, what is it like? It has its mind of its own. Like, what? We ain't get enough people. Let me change into something else. Like, yeah,
COVID
like
2021 coming.
Yeah, it's like, I'm
saying? Bullshit. That's why it's called COVID. October 2019, they did a test what will happen in a worldwide pandemic in New York. This is on Bill Gates' website. This is what they put out. This nigga who make microchips wants you to get a vaccine. What the fuck you think? What do you think they doing to you? What you think they shooting into?
So let's get on the vaccine. Let's get on the vaccine now that he opened that door. Let's get on the vaccine. So
first off,
what the fuck is a coin shortage? I never heard of that before in my life. What you doing with all that metal? That's crazy, nigga. You ain't getting no fucking vaccine. You vaccinate yourself.
Yeah, I think
the Tuskegee Airmen. Fuck y'all niggas. For real. Vaccinate use your throat to vaccinate my dick. How about that? Fuck that. Stupid motherfuckers. You be getting me hyped. You know what to say. This nigga be known to get me hyped. I be trying to shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
Who said? I ain't say nothing.
Yo,
we just that's part of the subject matter though. We're gonna get on. Go ahead, Jorge.
But yeah, I think he made me forget what I was gonna say. But yeah, I think talking about as far as like taking certain people's rights away is like in certain jobs now in certain fields, I think they're making people get vaccines. So it's like you get it or you can't work it no more. You know what I'm saying? Which I think that's taking people's rights away. And the thing about it is they're giving people that you could take an antibody test Like you can get an antibody test to see if your body has built the antibodies to fight COVID. Well, it's like $25 at Kroger. Like they have antibody tests. So it's like, why don't y'all just make everybody get antibody tests to see if their body has built the antibody to it? You know what I'm saying? Why are you forcing people or telling people to get vaccines? Because all the vaccine is for is so your body can build antibodies for so it's like, why don't you just tell everybody to get an antibody test first? I don't know if you see what I'm saying, instead of forcing the vaccine on people. Because I don't know, I'm totally against vaccines. I don't know what's in them, and I take my chances.
My thing is, right, all right, we done had cancer out for however long cancer's been around. You got the HIV that's been around for I don't know how long it's been around. You know, you got all these other diseases, right? And you don't have no vaccine for them or no cure for them or whatever you want to call it. But all of a sudden, you got something that you claim came out in 2019 because it's called COVID-19, as in that's when it came out, right? And you have a vaccine for that within a week, and you think people should be taking that? I mean, within a year, excuse me. You think people should be taking that?
8 months.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
8 months.
yeah. See, that's the thing that got people, up in arms, man. Because it's like, yo, same thing that Larry said, man. We had all these dangerous diseases that's been out here for centuries. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden you don't have a cure for them, but now you claim you got a vaccine for COVID-19, and I think that's what has a lot of people scared. I'm not too crazy about a vaccine, and to kind of piggyback off of what Saeed was saying, is it going to be a time where you have to make a choice? Like, hey, look, you either take this vaccine or you can't work here no more, or you have to take this vaccine or you can't travel to this place, go to this country. So that's what I'm trying to see. And something tells me, man, that's how it's going to be, man. Right. The government going to find some kind of way to trick you into taking this damn vaccine, man. But I'm going to take vaccine papers. Hopefully, I'm going to be the last on the list.
Nigga, the CEO of the company said, I'm not taking the vaccine. Yo, you go first.
Yeah, and I mean, now they have like, I don't know, but they have like panels and stuff like at certain jobs where they're asking people like, hey, would you take the vaccine if you were required to? And it's a panel, different people, they answer yes or no. So I think with all that kind of tidbit shit going on, they're going to find a way to make it to where you may have to take it in order to do certain things, man. And I think that's fucked up, man. You should have a choice in the matter whether or not you want to be able to, take a vaccine. Just like with this mask shit. A lot of people don't agree with the mask. And I said that too. I was like, man, watch. They're going to make it mandatory for people to wear masks to go into certain stores. And look what happened. Less than a year later, I think a few months, now masks is required. So I don't know, man. This shit is tricky, man. I'm not a fan of vaccines. I never was. And, I'm not sure about this vaccine either, man.
And also, I want to say, hey, RIP to my Aunt Lula Bell. She actually passed from COVID this year. And being with that said, I feel like you should have a right to choose. I know toward the end, she said, she didn't want to be on no machines or nothing like that. And I think you should have a right to choose if you want to go out the natural way. Because when you think about it, hey, God didn't say, hey, even if you believe in God or not, right? But I'm gonna say God, or we could say nature. God and nature didn't say, hey, take this vaccine. So it's really an unnatural thing when you do certain medical procedures, and that should be your choice. I'm not gonna say what's right or wrong, but I believe it should be your choice on that. If you want to be natural, or if you want to go ahead and take this stuff that man has played with, that should be your choice at the end of the day. Although I have seen stuff about them coming out with passports and stuff like that to get into events or to even travel, and definitely wouldn't want to see us go down that road. But that's something that it's a possibility on that when it comes to that. So I want to use this as an opportunity to go ahead and segue to some of the others like celebrities that we lost this year, and then there's probably one in particular that hit close to my heart that I'm gonna talk about with that. But we lost Naya Rivera. We lost the legendary Alex Trebek of Jeopardy fame. We lost Debo. Classic movie. I mean, I was around some younger people. You know, it's like in their teens and early 20s, and they wanted to watch Friday this weekend. You know, over the past week. So I was surprised about that. Classic movie. Sean Connery. I feel like he's one of the best 007s we had. Johnny Nash. And the one that I like to speak on and spoke that hit me close, and many of us, you know, we Carolina natives, you know, so rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, you know, that one definitely hit me hard when I seen that. I think he represented for our state very well, and he represented for black people very well, and
Yeah.
you know, he definitely has giving the world a black superhero. Not saying that there wasn't one before. We know about Blade and stuff. And go ahead,
What
Sean.
about Blank
Go
Man,
ahead.
nigga?
Go ahead.
Blank Man?
What else?
Medium Man?
Go ahead.
Medium Man?
Keep going.
My
Keep
nigga
going.
said Black man.
Keep going.
Hey,
My
Spawn.
nigga said Black man.
We can't forget about Spawn either.
Spawn.
Yo,
Suge,
my man said Black man. Yo,
the anti-hero. But I definitely would say that, you know, the Black Panther.
Yo, my bad.
No, you good. You good.
Yeah, Black man, bro.
The Black Panther was definitely a force to reckon with. It was a cultural phenomenon. I had a lot of pride watching that movie. They touched on a lot of social issues I thought they would stay the hell away from, and they touched on them in that. You know, so you know, it was very you know, they were very emotional to see him go, and then to know that he was doing all this while he was battling cancer makes it even more amazing. You know, even more amazing. It just motivates you for your life, because you like, hey man, this guy can do this battling cancer. Hey, I can do more as well.
Yeah, I think that was the hardest thing for me, man, knowing that he was battling cancer and doing all of those movies while he had it and not telling anyone that he had it. And if you go, right, and if you go back and look at some of those movies that he was in, you could see his condition, like, you know, turning a little bit, because he was getting smaller and smaller, and
he was.
And when we finally seen that picture that had leaked on the internet, and they were saying, yo, fans fear that Chadwick Boseman might be sick. I don't know if you remember that picture, but
yeah, everybody was shouting him.
Right, exactly. And this happened like a few months before he died, the picture leaked. And it happened that he was sick. He had cancer and he passed away. So not only was it shocking that he passed away with cancer, nobody knew about it. It just made it more heartfelt for me, knowing that he was still busting his ass, doing all those movies. No telling what kind of stunts he was doing, what kind of pressure he had to put his body under to make these movies while he had cancer. And he did it, you know, for the sake of his family. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make sure that they had bread when he passed on. So that just made it more, like, you know, heart-wrenching. So, you know, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. And we lost a good brother, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, RP, man.
R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman.
Sure.
All right, and on that note, hey, R.I.P. to 2020, because we're going into 2021 today.
You doing tonight?
Say again?
Sure.
What y'all doing tonight?
Hey man, I'm gonna probably work on some more media stuff myself, because like I said, this is the beginning of it. You know, we're gonna kick this thing on off, and anybody else though, I ain't want to hijack you. Anybody else want to chime in on the plans or whatever? And I'm just thankful that we all made it. I'm thankful that y'all made it. We made it. And I think this year is a year to make you thankful for the little things that we do have in life, and definitely, you know, to appreciate what we got going on here. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up. I appreciate y'all coming out, and look forward to beautiful 2021 and moving forward, you know.
Hey, before we leave, man, I think we should do this more often, man. This should
Absolutely.
be a weekly thing, man.
Absolutely.
We'll different subjects and talk about different things, man. I think you did a great job as as a moderator, man. So I think we should keep this shit going, man.
I'm with it. This was
once a week or once a month, depending on how people's schedule is. But it'd be dope to do at least once a week. Huh?
2020, newer order, 2020, newer order, 2020, newer order, 2020, newer order,